Alright, microphone check. Okay, we're back. So, sorry for not making it yesterday. I just could not come on at all. But today, it's gonna be a bit of a compromise because I couldn't make it yesterday. So, to make up for yesterday, we're gonna be doing Final Fantasy 14 and hopefully something else after that. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, it's good to be back. And I thought I could do Suit and Tie today, but I just can't. But I'll see if I can do it sometime this week. Well, I'll try to see if I can do that, but no promises. Anyway, let's do this. I want to see what the rest of this Final Fantasy Endwalker story is gonna go through. We're almost halfway to the story when it comes to leveling, that is. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's see what needs leveling. Let's bring our white mage here, just to level up. All's veil that ends veil. Okay. It may not seem like it, but we've been planning for this far longer than I'd care to admit. Each time we woke up, we'd have long discussions about how to save as many of you as we can. Felt like everyone had an opinion on this or that. But the one thing we all agreed upon was that the people of Icarus wouldn't take action to save themselves until it was far too late. That's why we're striving to make the moon a vibrant, magical place they'd hop at the chance to visit, rather than waiting for the flames of Oblivion to get them off their tails and force them to accept our invitation. The resident Jill quarters may not be up to the necessary standards just yet, but there are plenty of other places worth seeing. You've already had a look around the Curatorium, but wait until you see who's waiting for you at the east end of the borough. Follow me. Yes, the game is making us explore the rest of it. Yep. Yep, and because this place is huge, yep. You're gonna be flying in this place. I mean, who doesn't? So I was gonna make this Final Fantasy Endwalker thing yesterday, but I just could not make it at all. So, and we're gonna be doing it today instead, for at least 2 hours or so. Who knows? But I want to see the rest of this story here, and we're probably gonna do something else after this. Good, you're here. Through this door is Greatest Ends Veil. It was named as such because it's the veil to end all veils. The most beautiful forest you'll ever see. We understand that people of Ithers enjoy taking leisurely walks through natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice stroll to the fountain? This way. Jesus, place this is huge. Feels like we're a miniature. I didn't even explore this place yet. Is this place resembling the old Final Fantasy games by chance? I never played the old Final Fantasy games, so I can't really put two and two together. But the battle music in this area kind of reminds me of that. Okay. I wonder when we're gonna go back to the previous zones to continue the story. The whole world is crumbling apart and we are talking here. Okay. So, what do you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant? Simply sublime? I didn't see any... Wait, you don't mean those crystals out there? There are... Right you are! Our forest is made of crystals and constructs, dotting the landscape as far as the eye can see. Building this place was a challenge, let me tell you. Since we were here, we've never seen trees in person before, let alone a forest. The information sent by our collaborators was quite enlightening, but after much deliberation, we decided to use crystalline constructs in place of living trees. And thanks to our atmospheric circulation system, this place produces air as clean as that you'd find in a forest on Icarus. The fountain here behind us, powered by the rather large crystal adorning its top, plays a vital role in supplying us with fresh water. Much time and effort was spent making it the most spherical of spheres, and I dare say the unparalleled roundness speaks for itself. I enjoy nothing more than a nice long stretch and a spot of relaxation whenever I come up here. You look at good to do with a stretch yourself. Oh yes. That's the spirit. I feel more relaxed simply watching you. A sight worth the many years spent building this place. If it's not too much to ask, it's always been a dream of mine to take a walk through this forest with someone from Icarus. Could we maybe... You will? Oh, be my still by quivering whiskers. Okay. Okay. I was thinking that I could be more helpful to you by teaching a little about the moon and what it is we do. When we were first created, the moon's sole purpose was to hold Zodiac, but there was absolutely nothing to be found here. Eventually, Heidelin gave us our first task: furnish the moon with propulsion systems capable of facilitating travel to other stars. It sounds impressive, and I suppose, in some respects, it is. But it was only possible thanks to all the knowledge Heidelin shared with us. We also had a lot of time to get it done. 6,000 years, give or take. But anyway, let's keep going. At least the story in this game is a bit more straightforward, unlike Persona, which can go on for quite a while. Let me tell you. What? No. I'm not sure what it is you do with crystals on Aethers, but we don't eat them. And certainly not this one. Possessed of all 6 elements: wind, lightning, fire, earth, ice, and water. We use crystals like these to maintain the moon's elemental equilibrium. It's worth mentioning, though, that because of Heidelin's influence, being the embodiment of tranquility and stasis and all, manipulating the elements here is different than it might be on Aethers. The conjuring of fire would sooner dry your clothes than singe them, for example. Put simply, the Aether conditions are ill-suited to growth, which is why the surface is mostly barren. Of course, this is all necessary to keep the raging energies of Zodiac in check. This may come as a surprise, but we didn't begin building the habitable areas until after the propulsion systems were ready. Considering how long it took, I wish we'd started sooner. Who would have thought we'd need 4,000 years to make all this? It certainly wasn't work you dare rush either. You had to create infrastructure and countless supporting systems, some of which wouldn't be operational until hundreds of years later. Then there was that brief period where our productivity came to a screeching halt, when that bizarre red satellite was sent up from Aethers. Elegance mischief, I think. We thought maybe some new, nefarious actor was colluding with Zodiac. All we could do was stand by and brace ourselves for the worst. I can't tell you how relieved we were when Heidelin informed us of its destruction. Oh yes, there was much joyous humming that day. Say, do you notice anything peculiar about the treetops? I mean, apart from the fact they're massive crystals, and not trees. I'll give you a hint. It's the golden rings emanating from the gold glowing spheres. Along with the device fixed near the ceiling, they fulfill a role similar to our sun, and do so better even. The sun and similar celestial objects in the great expanse radiate energy that is harmful to your bodies. These rings shield you from that energy while allowing you to bathe in the perfect amount of sunlight, or rather, a close approximation of it. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? Oh, and if you look closely, you'll see different types of trees have ever so slightly different curvature. Yes, indeed, this forest truly is the greatest. Imagine if this was done in real life. There was something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh, right. The propulsion systems and habitat facilities were completed around 2,000 years ago. And with that, the most important features were fit for purpose. Which is all well and good, except we still knew absolutely nothing about the present-day people of Aetheris. Wanna go and visit Aetheris yourself, you might ask. Strictly forbidden. Were our technology or knowledge of the moon's true purpose exploited for evil ends, the results could be disastrous. Then there were a few more rejoinings, and it became increasingly difficult to converse with Heidelin. Fearful we might lose the ability to communicate with her altogether, we besieged her to find people in Aetheris we could trust to help. We were quite fortunate everything worked out as it did. Basically background, what this place is. I gotcha. With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited, hopeful Heidelin would find someone who would help us. Eventually, she did, and though her power was waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. We shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens, and a means to travel here to the moon. They certainly didn't waste any time with what we taught them. No more than a few years after that, our collaborators found a means to convey messages and supplies to us from down below. With all the letters, books, and other resources they sent, we learned enough to start making more meaningful changes to the moon. And now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would like Greta's Ensvale. I knew it. Thank you again for coming here. By the way, I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. There you are. I take it you already received the grand tour? Shame we missed it. Growing Web, been looking all over for you. Is this about the teleporter to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I'll be calling an emergency meeting shortly, and your attendance is required. Really? Can't imagine why you'd need to be there, but if you insist. It won't be away long, so you're all more than welcome to continue looking about the borough. Now, come along, Growing Way. Before you arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of a rousing conversation with your guide. Did you learn anything of import? It's a long story. Give it a long story short about this place. They spent 12,000 years preparing for this? When the appointed hour is fast approaching, I can certainly understand their restlessness, but still. It remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are yet no signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who would readily come to terms with living in such surroundings. No, I haven't started Endwalker, Chara. I'm already in the middle of Endwalker, Chara. I don't know if you remember this, but this is level 84 of Endwalker. This is a level 84 Endwalker story, and we're basically meeting with the rabbit people. You said you're a post-Endwalker, so you may not remember this, but I'm level 84 right now in the story. It's good to see you again, man. Whoever these collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities or a means to forcibly evacuate people, they will meet with a great deal of resistance. Indeed, even if faced with annihilation, the decision to forsake all one knows cannot be made lightly. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There is another matter which yet begs for mine attention. Of course. We can accompany you if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary, if you excuse me. Basically, Chara, I'm annoyed that Xenos is still alive. Huh. What do you suppose has suddenly tickled his fancy? It's clear now the difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Ithers is indeed crucial, but I'm not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections, and I trust I am not alone in my reticence. No worries, Chara. If you've been busy with life and stuff like that, I don't blame you, man. It's just I didn't forget about this game. It's probably the only MMORPG I care about right now. There were also other games like Once Human and stuff like that, but their premise and the lore, they don't interest me at all either. So I'm not really worried about it. So, yeah, that's basically it. So, all right, here we go. Let's continue. Back to old tricks. Oh boy. Please don't tell me this is foreshadowing. Anyway. Oriange seems strange to you. More so than usual, I mean. I know he has a penchant for keeping his own counsel, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Would you go and see if he's alright? Ystrel and I will remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, perhaps you can catch up to him. Do we get a monologue? Do we get a monologue? Who knows? I did all the society quests up to this point as well, so I don't have to worry about, you know, doing that later in the game. I'm about as well as caught up on everything besides leveling the last remaining jobs to a level 100. That's it. Sometimes the game takes me by surprise by having dialogue voice acted in these cutscenes here. They look like nothing special, but when you see intricate cinematic camera work, usually there is some dialogue there that's going to be voice acted. Okay. Oh, we have another sneaky mission. Like, why? Ugh. Like, why do we have to sneak around? Why is the game doing this? In my personal opinion, it's not the best. This is not, in my personal opinion, this is not the best way to tell a story with these sneak mechanics. It's kind of meh. I like this song here. Final Fantasy definitely relies a lot on piano tracks, but it's well done at least. Why are we doing all these sneaky missions? If you go too far away, well, you'll fail. Oh, convenient. That's a duty. Eh. Do we get intricate camera work here?
Thine arrival is timely as ever.
Why am I not surprised?
Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Living Way, I presume?
Why is the game reading our mind? Yep.
'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again.
Gee, I wonder why.
Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity?
Yes, she did that in the previous expansions, and it seems like it's happening again.
And Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life. I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy.
It seems to be a common theme in all these Final Fantasy games. Sacrifice.
Would that I could say the same for Menphilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter. Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest. But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbringer, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants, born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity?
Unfortunately, sometimes there is no right answer. Especially in Star Trek.
I am not alone in my discomfort, then? 'Tis surprising, though perhaps not. We Scions are wont to debate strategy at length, but are resolute and unwavering in execution. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly.
Long time, Orion J.
I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporrit's proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. 'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
What are they saying? Curse these ears and her bugger all! No matter. We've got our plans.
Of course. In truth, my reason for traveling hither was to effect a plan of my own. A plan which may pave a way forward for us all. May, I say, for there is no guarantee of success. It is the reason I set out alone. That failure, should it come, would be mine to bear alone. Yet thou standest before me with proffered hand and open heart. It would be remiss of me to refuse thy amity. And so I ask, wouldst thou join my endeavor? There we go. Finally, we got ever a job to level anyone. After all this time. Okay. Setting things straight. I thank thee for accompanying me. This is a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be long away from Bestway Borough. Difficult decisions must needs be made in the coming days, but I nevertheless believe we are all of one mind in our desire to save the people of Icarus. To make clear our resolve to the Loporrits, I would offer them a gift, but its making doth require a most singular ingredient. Okay. A fetch quest, I guess. An abundance of spongeoy. Excellent. I chanced to spy his aggregation when crossing Zodiark's erstwhile prison. Using a spell thought to be my Namanumu, I believe these shall suffice for the gift I would fashion. The magic required considerable concentration, however. Might I prevail upon thee to stand watch while I perform the incantation? Okay. 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 Oh, there's more. Okay. Okay. So. There. This done. A magic ink. Every ounce as efficacious as that crafted by the Numu. Rare is the occasion I would conjure mine own, but is nevertheless a most useful skill. The resulting product is admittedly possessed of no preternatural properties, but its hue is one of mine and own choosing, which I pray the Laportes will appreciate. Yeah, Orger, thank goodness. I thought you'd been eating or had perhaps fallen into a crater. Yes. Stola has been looking all over for you. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent. Dire, even. She was also quite clear that she wishes to speak with me alone, which means I'm afraid you must stay behind, Oriange. But worry not. Just so happens we need your help on an errand, delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestway Burrows. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy. For you polar ports would be ever be so grateful if you could lend us a hand. Why am I already suspicious? That's convenient. Suspiciously convenient. Are you insinuating I betray the trust of Heidelin's chosen? Or worse, do anything to risk getting Ishtila's bad side? She's clearly not one to be crossed nor made to wait. Now off with you. Or not, I shan't be long. And of course. Yes, very convenient as well. Yes. Okay. This place is huge. So, Stola, is there anything news from the Grand Company, by any chance? Everything is alright, Oriange, then? That's a relief. Oh, back so soon? Oh, we thought you'd be away for far longer. A dire emergency? I said no such thing. Why am I not surprised? But as you are here, I could use your assistance with one small matter. Running Way, a companion of Growing Ways, apparently has much to tell us of the final days. The problem, however, is that he is determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay still long enough for us to hold a conversation. Is there anywhere he's likely to stop and rest? Or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? What's the rush? I was thinking we should wait here, maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice and no. Well, if it's really that important, you could try using these balls of moose flesh. Not to be confused with the other thing. Running Away's other notable feature is his incessant chatter, so have no trouble finding him in the crowd. And when you do, try lobbing your balls at him. Crude, but it proves effective. He was here in Greater Zenonvale when he last saw him. Let's split up and find him. Yes. Yeah, the plot has sort of slowed down a little bit here. Oh. Ow, the smarts. This was meant to be a joke. It isn't funny. Okay. That was relatively straightforward. Alright. What do we gotta do? Is this like supposed to be a stalling technique? Yes, I'm running away. Do you mind explaining why you hit me in the face with your balls of most flesh? We got something suspicious for you. I am highly knowledgeable about the final days. Huh, that's the most ridiculous thing I've heard since I woke up. Told you that joke. As if you got time to look into the final days when there's so much to do before the Great Voyage. It's true that Highland did impart to us some knowledge of the event, but I know about as much as any other Laporte around here. Less, probably. I don't know why anyone would think it's funny to go around telling people I'm an expert. But they better hope I don't get my paws on them. Yes. Sorry I couldn't be of more of help, but if there's nothing else, I've work to do. And I'm off. Yes. Gee, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? You're basically stalling. Oh no, you caught him? I mean, well done you. Any luck? I tried near the entrance, but there was no sign of him. What's the stalling? Why are you stalling? I couldn't neither find neither hide nor hair of him. How did you fare? So, he knows no more than the others. Care to explain yourself, Growing Way? Well, you see, I misremembered. Yes, that's it. I misremembered. Totally sorry about that. Come on, that's come on. You can lie better than that. Come on, Growing, you can lie better than that. I'm afraid I'm drawing a blank, though. As far as I might, I can't remember what I was thinking of. Oh, come on, you can lie better than that. On an unrelated note, what of Oriange? I assume you spoke with him earlier, but did he say when he'll be returning? On his way to the Watcher's Palace with Livingway? Between Growingway's sudden lapse of memory and our lack of other leads, maybe our time would be better spent lending Oriange a hand. What now? Now hold on a moment. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information you're looking for is in the archives. Yes, that's where you find all sorts of useful knowledge, including that pertaining to the final days. We know that. We already know that. We already know that. Back at the main place. Well, that was another goose chase that went nowhere. Beginning to grow tired of these games, just like the writers. If some scheme was afoot, surely Oriange would be the first to see through it. Then again, he does tend to give others the benefit of the doubt. Heart of the matter. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This might be it. This next zone where we'll actually get to fly. We actually might get to fly here. Now we gotta find all these. We might actually get to fly here finally. This MSQ here will allow us to finally get us to fly. All right, let's do all these little side quests finally. Okay. Yep, let's do these. I didn't think the game would allow us to fly here this soon, but might as well do it. So naturally we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2. Yep. Yep, we're gonna get this zone done. So Garland Mall was the first zone we can fly. And this will be the second one. Cool. So the question is, where is this current gonna be at? It's probably upstairs, I think. Yeah, it's probably upstairs. There's no way it would be down here. Well, we can fly sooner than I thought. Okay. Let's find it. This is gonna be a little bit of a detour, but we need to get this done. Nice music. There should be one over here, right? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Third one is outside here, okay. Somehow I didn't see it. Somehow I didn't see the current over here, or maybe it's upstairs. How do we get up there? How do we get up there? Yes. Yeah, there is one over here. I'm guessing we have to go this way. Oh, it's right there. Somehow I missed that. Okay, where is the last one? Northwest, huh? Might be inside the interior. So yeah, it's in that room somewhere. It's in this room somewhere. Okay. So there's one over here. Yep. That song. Definitely from the NES or Super Nintendo era. Where is that last one? Okay. Yep, let's do these little side quests quickly. That way, we don't have to worry about this later. And that's everything. Now we just gotta do these little side stories. Honestly, like I said before, I'm not too crazy about these side quests, even though they give you XP and all that. But some of them do give you some interesting bits. I give them that, but overall, not really in a hurry for that. Yeah, let's do these little side quests here. Okay. We might need to do some fighting, so that's why we're gonna yep, some little thing. Okay. Alrighty. So, I don't know. I mean, the story of Endwalker right now is a bit of a mixed bag for me. But then again, I'm not even done with the story just yet. So, but based on the expansion so far, Shadowbringers is better. But I have a feeling the story is gonna pick up eventually. As soon as you approach dealing with these final days that the game has been telling us for the last few expansions now. And all the sacrifices too along the way. It's lost so many counts how many times we have to deal with that now. Basically telling these NPCs it's break time. Okay. 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 I wonder where these Aaron carrots are at. Is this it? I don't know. Probably not. Okay. Gee, I wonder where these carrots are. Carrot supporter. Okay. Okay, so a robot had it. Okay. So that's 2 down, 3 to go. Yes. Okay, 3 more. Okay. All right, the last 3. Although we only need to do 2 more because the MSQ is going to give us the last one. Last of all. Okay. This should have been done yesterday, but I couldn't do it. Oh well. Okay. Yes, we are the adventurers, yes. Excuse me. Okay, the last one. Oh boy, all the way over there. Oh boy. Okay. Aim that way. Yes. Okay. Is this a society quest, or does this happen much later in the game? I don't know. Either way, we will do the society quest story later. This might be the society quest. Yes. We're the adventurers. Focus on what you're good at. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great help. Yep. We're gonna continue with the main plot here very shortly. If this is a society quest that's gonna get unlocked, I'll do this later. Okay. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a society quest. Basically, continue doing the story eventually until you get that. But to save time for today, we are gonna get the Aetheroid currents done first. That way, backtracking is not gonna be so hard. Okay. They have some opinions about you. Not too late to dream. Exactly, this is gonna be society quest. Yep, this is gonna be a society quest, probably. Or a special delivery, who knows. But first, we're gonna have to go and deal with this. Whoops, wrong way. Yeah, before you do any society quests, you're gonna need to fly. Especially for this place, which feels like going through a huge stadium. Okay, we're gonna take a ride with Argos. Yes. Is this the same place where that new cosmic exploration is being done? That's pretty nice of them. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get up there. I'm not touching that. I hope there's a way to get up here. Or did I do all this traveling for nothing? Oh, please tell me I did not come here all the way for nothing. Oh, no. Oh, God. I gotta backtrack. Oh, no. There's no way. Don't tell me you gotta backtrack. Oh, my God. I have to ride all the way. Oh my God. It may not seem much to some of you, but man, going on foot, oh. You have to do this all over again. I thought I could take a shortcut that way, but no. Or, if you're lucky, you have a teammate or somebody can help you a quick transport. But the worst thing, we'll lose 5 minutes here. This is not the worst thing in this game. Yep, you got no choice but to go on foot here. Apparently there's a little bridge where you can get there. There's no other way. Well, at least this is the final quest before we can finally fly this entire place. Okay. There's that little bridge there. Why did I not remember that earlier? Okay. Should have been done earlier. Oh well. Well, at least our objective is over here. Oh, please. There you go. Oh, this looks a little different. There's the NPC we gotta go do this quest. Okay. Alrighty. So, this relic. There's the third one. We've seen these before. And finally, this fascinating remnant. Okay. 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 Well, we did, yes. Okay. We're going back. We're almost back up to the main plot, folks. Almost. Got these for you. And with that, we got ourselves the final quest before we get this area we can fly in. We can finally fly in Mars soon. Just got this final MSQ to deal with, and probably that special delivery, or I don't know if it's a special delivery or it's going to be society quests. But either way, it's going to be unlocked soon. So by this point, we got 2 zones that we can fly. First was Garlemald, and now it's Mars next. Okay. Okay. Oh, what to do, what to do. I promised Living would help, but... No, promised it'd help, so that's what I will do. The archives are on the 2nd floor of the main plaza, the eastern wing. Follow me. I suspect the Loports are up to something, but if there is aught to be learned of the final days, I think it best we play along. For now, at least. I have a feeling another sacrifice is gonna be needed. Yep, another sacrifice is probably gonna be needed. I went into this expansion like most other people, knowing that something's gonna happen. Probably not a happy ending, but something's gotta give. Well, 1 MSQ away, and we are finally gonna fly in this place. Can we teleport or no? Nope. Okay. So, what is this final days that's gonna help us out here? Let's see. I've been trying to get into doing these again, but so far I've taken a break. But we made it to level 91. That's something. What other knowledge do you suppose we could glean from the archives? The architecture of these places is impressive, though more than a little confusing to navigate. Is it too much to ask for clearly marked exits, or a map, perhaps? The archives are right through this door, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll just have to go and find whoever has the key. Growing way, enough. If you have naught else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. You can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly? Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise for the people of Icarus, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We hoped you'd see the wonders we have to offer, but you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so you others must be kept here. So that's Living Way's game. Run us about in circles, and failing that, lock us away so we can't put the plan at risk. Everyone except Oriange. He understands what is at stake, what must be done. I fear you have misjudged us, Growing Way. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means of escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning Icarus and the reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. Something tells me this is not going to be rainbows here. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people at theirs will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe. We'll finally get to see all their happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. Oh, great. If we dally, they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split up and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let's reconvene where Argos awaits us outside. Oh yes, of course. Of course. Oh yes. Okay. Well, no frickin' surprise here. Something tells me Oriange needs to do something, and I don't like it. If there's anything this game has told me, something's going to happen, and it's something either we'll not like, or it's going to be heartbreaking. Okay. What is the heart of the matter? Oh boy, please don't tell me that's foreshadowing. There you are. Didn't rough them up too badly, did you? Good, you're here. We must hurry to the Watcher's Palace and find Oriange. Something's gonna happen here.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh boy.
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Aetheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
So, what's the plan?
Oh, bugger!
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Aetheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing. We Loporrits were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly, to serve and serve well. That goes for all of us, don't you see? So help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. If there's anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Aetheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit, and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Puddingway.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure, but one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words. A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And living way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer, the anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Livingway's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind, if being the operative term.
Well, we found it.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Aetheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Agreed. The Charlayan Forum, yes?
What? How did you know?
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans. But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
A declaration of hopes and aspirations. I hadn't thought of it that way before. The Plorts may be in good hands now, but that doesn't change the fact that their plan is a last resort I'd rather not employ. Let's see it doesn't come to that. The first and all the other reflections. The Plorts think so highly of the people of Aetheris, yet it seems this evacuation plan is the only way they know to express their adoration. If we had been more clear in our intentions from the start, mayhap we could have avoided this wrinkle. Something to keep in mind in future. The others will be so happy to hear Oriangia is going to stay and teach us all about Aetheris. But to be careful not to get distracted by his lessons. There's still maintenance to carry it out, after all. Nice to meet you. Name's Puddingway. Sorry again for all the trouble. We promise that we'll do better. Honest. Well, that was a little embarrassing, wasn't it? At least we're on the same page now. People and Aetheris. We'll save both, or at least give it a good try. So listen to Oriangia, would you? Oh, we'll be all ears. You know we can be. There is little I can do to help stop the final days, but should you need to know of the Star Traversal, look no further. Such knowledge I can offer in abundance, so do not hesitate if you find yourself wanting. It was a relief to see Livingway was pleased with my gift of ink. To serve and serve well, though their knowledge may be lacking, their boundless love is a blessing without peer. It will be no easy task to prepare them for what must needs be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty, even if it does necessitate that we part ways for a time. Forgive me my absence, but I have utmost faith in you. In all our fellow scions, when next I return to Aetheris, I pray I find all in good health and good spirits. And there it is, we can finally fly, and... Alright, let's do... Returning home. The Laportes and Oriangia's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. Okay. Okay. I'd forgotten how cold it was here in Garlemald. A testament to Laporte's ingenuity that I felt no such discomfort on the moon. Gods, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. Speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where in the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though may we wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent to panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. Okay. Yeah, we're back here again. Okay. At last you are returned. Indeed. It's good to see you again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here. And so we petitioned the aid of the Allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow Science, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Julius is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphinaud and Elisay's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of our recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramification of what has happened here, it'll take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as you have experienced in Thavnair. Those who were trapped within them has been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, beast tribes have received instruction and magics needed to cure tempering. Master Mithra is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porxia affords her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of temper has been completed. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force to continue offering aid to those there in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here, so Brother Moon and the Telefroy. It's a long story. The final days. Gods. I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I'll send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow Scions from their present duties, that they may return to Charlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the upcoming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow Scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mrs. Krill, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldician Annex and given into Totaro's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way, then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave. In all likelihood, he has returned here to Garlemald. I have in mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subjects of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvas, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. Van Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's naught but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you any longer. I'll not keep you longer. Pray you safe passage back to Charlayan. Okay. And we're back to Old Charlayan when we first came across Endwalker. It's been a long time since we've been there. So, well, it's been a while since we've been here. Oh, it's so good to see you. And free from chilblains, I take it? You'll be pleased to know everything's been kept in order since you've been away. I even brought a few useful knickknacks with me from back home. But no sooner had they arrived than I received word of Krill in poor health. And you on the moon. If you meant to give me a fright, you succeeded. Welcome back. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry it out of her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered. My body flowing through life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness as all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this, though it prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world. I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Well, it's worse than that. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they have arrived. Okay. So... sorry to keep you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Or Orianjay be joining us? No. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid. Though we can explain better than we can explain it. The final days, as befell Amarut. And we are to escape via the moon, or the source and its reflections. I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So how do we stop this? Unfortunately, I have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarut, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiark, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with a daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amurtines could not accomplish. Fortunately, I have no clues in Mare Lamorentum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Marotines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If he knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum, then. Having worked with the Laportes in secret all this time, there is surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. Yay, we get some development. Give us some plot. So, something bad. Probably. So, what's the plan?
Order! Order, I say!
So,
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Talopheroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The End-Bearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Le Veilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself."
What a twist.
She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared.
How?
The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom.
Yes, we were just there.
Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a
Yes.
world in the throes of death to a new home.
Yes, we just saw it.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon.
Yes, we just found that out.
Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
Is it just me? Am I noticing in the English voiceovers that some voiceovers are loud and then quiet for some reason? Again, the camera angle is the same, but it's all of a sudden louder for some reason. Well, inconsistency, but just something that probably most people would notice by now.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
That's a very good question.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago,
Yes.
which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Le Veilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale.
Yes.
We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Charlian, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
It kind of reminds me of Heaven's Word a bit. When you first have a different sense of adventure, for once. So yeah, sort of like Shadowbringers, where we just relax for a bit, and then the adventure begins again. Well, sort of. So, where is the store gonna go from here? Yeah. Okay. Hmm. So, it's sort of like Mass Effect, except it's the Reapers. I don't know. I could be wrong on the guess, but let's go with, I don't know, Gra? Is it Gra or somebody else? I could, or...
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to... If you could spare a moment before bed. Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time.
Oh. That was just a guess. I don't know, just a guess, or... whatever.
I am troubled of late. Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you. Though you have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac, your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself.
Yeah.
No one is without their limits, and you are no exception. I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear. It is surely too much for any one man. But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden. My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours, but I could still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage. You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind. Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share. Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey. The inquiry at the Forum, our march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All of it. And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come, to the ends of the world and beyond. But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough. Sleep well, my friend.
I wonder if you could have chosen somebody else. But, I don't know. That was just my gut feeling, but whatever. So, somebody watching us. A short while earlier in the Alamegan Quarter. Oh boy. What could possibly be happening now? Oh, back there. What now? What now?
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
But that's not the end of the troubles, unfortunately.
Thank the Ilsebar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. all the towers have up and vanished.
Unfortunately, that would not be it.
I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true? They brought back tempered Garlean soldiers.
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then.
I wish.
I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Won't need to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Is that who I think it is? Meanwhile, in Ishgard... Oh.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here? Hey, are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more.
Oh boy. Something's up.
The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet,
something's not right.
Why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Erinville's not wrong. Yeah. Why are some people just starting to act weird? Oh, this is gonna be very interesting. And we get different music for once. Skies aflame. Why am I not surprised? Oh, I was just about to call you for you. I'm afraid we received another call for assistance. This comes from Razed Han. The others have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. I'm surprised Erinville is still around. Ah, there you are. Our worst fears have come to pass. But moments ago, we received grim tidings from our contact in Drazidhan. Wild beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. So yes, it's the beginning. Good gods. Are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Razadhan are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Yes. Agreed. Krill, you'd best remain here with the tower and gather what knowledge you can. You're in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Unless Heidelin decides to intervene again. Very well. Similar phenomena may have been observed elsewhere. And if so, we must know about it at once. You safe out there, yes? Let us make first for Yedlimald. We must prepare ourselves for what might lay ahead. I'm glad for Krill's support. I also call upon Hori Boulder and the others to assist us. They will be our eyes and ears in the field, as they have been many times before. No similar creatures have been sighted here in Charlayan. That said, the early signs may manifest in other regions ere long. We must be prepared for every eventuality. With the fall of the tower in Tavnir, the Hanish were beginning to enjoy a semblance of peace, and now this. We do not wield the creation magics that the ancients did, yet these still abominations appear. Whatever could be the cause. I would rather accompany the Thavnir, but Ra's concerns are well founded. The last thing I would want is to be a burden. And so I'll remain here with the Taro and do all I can to gather knowledge that might serve us in the battle to come. Godspeed in your journey. In ancient times, the phenomenon was first observed in places where the celestial currents had grown weakest. It would seem there is a stagnancy of aether in the skies above Razathan, unbeknownst even to Vatra. If the might of Vratra is not enough to hold these fiends at bay, Razathan is in dire straits indeed. We must go at once. If this calamity has indeed come to Thavnir, it is all too likely that Darvos across the strait finds itself in a similar predicament. Even now, it remains an imperial province, and as such, it may be some time until we can ascertain the situation there. We can only hope that Krill and Tataru will be able to provide us with some insight sooner rather than later. Okay.
And lo, vile beasts did rise.
Oh, this place again, yeah. I remember.
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens.
Lovely.
3 dooms to unmake all we were.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the Isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact. The people of Radzathan themselves transformed into these baleful fiends.
Oh, that's lovely.
Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The Large One's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Vritra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again? I have no words to express my gratitude.
We don't have any other option. Either we fight. I mean, it's like I'm thinking of Bioware games again, where they fight and do nothing.
Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimad. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
Okay.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
The plot finally kicks into high gear in level 85. Everything before that was just a slow build-up. So, the weather apocalypse. Gee, how appropriate, you know? Usually the most dangerous foe in Worm's domain is the worm themselves. If I were Vritra, I would be as offended as I am horrified. I shall survey the environs closely as we go about our search. There may be some clue as to how we can combat this phenomenon. Innocent souls twisted and reformed into unholy abominations. I thought I'd seen the last of such nightmares with the Sin Eaters. We must act quickly. Every moment we tarry means another soul may be lost to this nightmare. If it's true that the people themselves have been transformed into beasts, why, even the Radiant Host could suffer the same fate. Or us. Embarrassed at thought. Don't worry, no matter how grim things might get, I won't lose heart. I'm ready whenever you need me. So the beasts are not born of creation magics run amok, but are rather the altered forms of the people themselves. In that sense, this manifestation of the final days differs from that which we witnessed in Ammerwood. And for the worse, I dare say. If any man, woman, or child could become a beast at any moment, there's no telling whence the next threat might come. We must exercise extreme caution. Everyone is assembled, yes? I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around to the north side of the island. There you will find a dense jungle we call Vanaspati. It is a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Vritra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Well, we're finally gonna get a dungeon after all this time. They say we should evacuate the ward, but what even protect us from this? Well. All right. We finally get to do something new. So, yes. Let's see what kind of a dungeon this is going to be. The art style and the art in this game is really good. It's really good. The worst case scenario, I'll just the worst case scenario. Okay, let's do. Yep, alrighty. It's a main scenario quest dungeon. If you don't do this dungeon, you're not gonna see the rest of the game. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Nia. I was supposed to have done this yesterday, but I couldn't do it because I was busy. I did a Persona games off screen, which took me time. The look of this game, it looks really good, especially when we... You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? Mass Effect 3, when you are fighting against the Reapers, but this is not the Reapers, so... It reminds me of that. At least the pacing for this story is better than Persona. Persona goes on forever, but that's just my nitpick. Yep, I don't know this dungeon or the mechanics, so yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, no worries, Neo. Let's see what kind of a design they came up with this one. How appropriate that everything is burning. Casual running away. Well, things are supposed to pick up, you know? So...
My friends, heed me. These are children of Thavner.
Nice.
Forgive me. I could do them no harm.
Okay. Okay. So.
If this is the only way,
Yeah.
I shall silence the beasts of the air. Pray continue onward.
Yep. That's my first thoughts on this. Forest Fires. Final Fantasy XIV edition. Yep. I think everybody was saying this when it first came out. I don't know if the people that made this game had any references to forest fires in real life, especially when it's really this hot. But yeah. Yep, the blaze looks like hell. Yeah, very similar in a way. Got this. Okay. Okay. We got this. Okay, hold on a second. We got this. Okay. This is a very good battle theme. I kind of forgot where this came from, but I have to look it up.
What is this vile presence I sense? The horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
Yep, I thought we were fighting the Reapers, but no, it's not the Reapers, but whatever. Dang. Alrighty. All you gotta do is find out what happens next. It looks good. How they got it running in this, how they achieved this look in this game is awesome. Oh yeah, it's great. Yep. You just get transformed like that. Lovely. Oh boy. Dang. I should have played this sooner. This is exciting. I regret now. Okay. I don't think I'll have time to do any other games by the time this dungeon is done. But hey, it makes me want to come back to play more. I should have done this sooner. Oh well. But in just 2 hours, we went from level 84 to level 85. Very quick. Dang. Okay, let's finish this. Oh, I should not have done the Warden's PM. Oh, whatever. Sometimes you misclick. Okay. Okay. I like this battle song. It's just a theme you hear, but where did this theme originate from? It sounds good. One of the few songs I actually like when you're doing dungeon runs. Dang. There we go. How is this gonna progress the story? I don't know. Let's find out. At least we're not too late doing the story tonight. I don't know how much cutscenes we're gonna go through after this. Okay. This dungeon has been going for at least 15 minutes now. Doesn't feel like 15 minutes. Okay. Got this. So, the temple stones. Yep, they really did a good job designing these backgrounds while all hell is breaking loose. It really comes down to how creative you are as an artist. Hey. So, how are we gonna deal with this threat? What is this statue? How are we gonna deal with this threat? I don't know. Oh boy. So, 20 minutes. How convenient. So it's sort of like Shadowbringers, but I don't know if killing this one monster is gonna solve the problem. Or is it? Because if you kill one monster, there's gonna be more. What now? Of course. Of course. Okay. Okay, I'll just watch. Of course. I'll just watch. No way you would know these the first time. Especially if you don't look up the guide on time. I'm good. And almost died again. Of course. No way you would know these mechanics the first time, or if you didn't look up the video on time. Nope. I am not doing tanking or healing on a dungeon I don't know. Okay. This is one long dungeon. Okay, it's almost done. And this will be not the last time we'll be doing this dungeon. Especially if you get it on level or high level. Okay, I didn't die that time. Thank God. Okay, it's almost done. Finally. So, is killing this monster gonna solve the problem? I doubt it. I don't think that's gonna solve the problem. There's still gonna be more monsters. One down, who knows how many more to go. Okay. There we go. Let's see what's next. I don't think that's gonna solve the problem. Or does it? And there's gonna be more of those.
As I feared.
What is it?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Yeah.
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this, I now see all too well. There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
Emptiness? But that would mean...
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying. This is the same phenomenon. The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud.
So they get afraid. If they're afraid, they turn. Lovely.
Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
I hope it's not because of plot conveniences, Nia. I don't like that. I hope this is not a plot convenience, Nia, because that Last of Us TV show is pretty bad. Really bad writing, with girl bosses and all that stuff. So I hope they don't screw it up here. But anyway, let's continue.
But the beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely at least a sliver of the man it was endured.
Mayhap so. But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
You know what that reminds me of, Nia? Garrick from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. There's nothing wrong with having mystery in characters, as long as it's done and told right and well. No, seriously, look up Garrick from Star Trek DS9. That's a mysterious character. Not everyone knows what he is. Not everyone knows. There's only slivers of story. It's not a similar comparison because it's a different setting, but the point is, it's a mystery. You don't know. Anyway.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved.
So once they're dead, they're dead. Lovely.
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
And that's why they call it the final days. Lovely.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
And how do we stop it? Don't know.
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable. Even deprived of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate.
Yep. It's not like Shadowbringers, where you get rid of most of them.
Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnir, all of them. And now I spill their blood.
You have no choice either. You have no choice.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe. You put your secret at risk.
Those closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all.
Especially when he got grave matters at hands.
Vitra, calamity has come to Radzatan. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
What madness is this, I-One? Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos. Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally, and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone. I ask that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, Radzatan will not survive.
Take me with you. I am as at home fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
Were my words unclear? I require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Estinian, here. It's the last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl. We'd gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely, which I know you loathe.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
Fair enough. Now, shall we?
Nice. Thancred always had that sarcasm with him. But yes, I do too.
I fear it is as Vitra says. We will not survive this on our own. While I am loath to impose upon you again.
I would insist if you did not. 'Tis the very reason we have come.
Yes.
Then once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Can we finally use that Aether right now just to ease, you know, just to make it easier to go back there now? Worry not, I can see your ether and that of our companions. We have not suffered the fate of those unfortunate souls. All life must end in death. Yet death in turn gives birth to new life. Such is the flow of ether. To think that natural cycle could simply be cut off, the very thought makes me shudder. After so long and so many sacrifices, finally found a way to cure the tempered, but these poor souls, they vanish without a trace. Is there truly no saving them? Excuse me. Is there truly no saving them? Probably not. I don't know. It's kind of like war. There are no winners in war. While Estinian and Vitra defend Harsavan from above, we on the ground must find means to prevent these transformations. Soon. The stillness in the air puts me ill at ease. They must be wary. Okay, let's do... Which one is the least? Okay, monk. Our radiant host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my own people. There is no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever yet to come. Okay. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations, and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to the possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alyssa and I will seek to Pax's path. Thancred and Istola pray make for Dharma. I'll leave Arta to Graha and you. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we've learned with the satrap. Okay. Okay. Shall we off then? Okay. Yeah, why not? Close enough. There you go. Just did for you. Please tell me you can use the Aether right now. Please tell me you can use it. Can we finally use this now? So they can come back here easier. No worries, yeah. I gotten used to it. Oh, come on. We still can't use it. Temporarily disabled, so we have to do the whole backtracking all over again. Lovely. Might as well not leave this place until we get that thing unlocked. Come on. I remember those red eyes. You are with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? You're assisting the Satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly, I heard panicked screams from the direction of Balzan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out of from amidst the stalls. A handful of Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and his minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we know now where you should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. I cannot... Why can we not use the... Can we please use that Aether at some point? Okay. So this is the Venerian weave. I must say, it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's just across the water. Not that I'm much of an expert of Carvosi culture, of course. I've not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Charlayan. Unlike as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days, I've felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. It is thanks to my forebears that I inherited the Royal Eye, and with it, the wisdom of ancient Alag. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe. And one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Corvos again, only once. Forgive me, but my shop's closed after further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw his little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. Better luck asking there. I don't think we'll ever know. Who knows? I don't know if we'll ever know. Unless the future expansions do that. Who knows? Is something the matter, traveler? If you're lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We're not lost, but we're in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work, when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through that entryway with the force of a tidal wave. And then it was gone, as quickly as it came. So they can teleport, just like the Ashians. Great. Just great. Sisters of Mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger is past, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First, I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a merd, throwing people about like ragdolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, so others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder. More voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that this is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Okay. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore to the west side of the bazaar, headed towards the Aethrai Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in its vicinity. That being the case, the people in the Mihane can surely tell us more. Okay. Going after the enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. Started over there, by the window. A few men, merchants, probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart. There stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking. Then the black mist comes again, until the change takes them too. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish, indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with this sort. Saw Melael the barmaid chatting with them, though. She might know something. Oh, pardon me. Anyway, take a seat wherever you like. We're open for business, as per usual. No. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant would have been calling it anyway. I saw it, too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Midrine poured me a drink, but suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was like anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sent shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got his claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. Blue sky above turned red as blood. Medred, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky. I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Meher's Main. Can we get you? You have come not for libations, but rather for information. You're Milil, yes? You're investigating the so-called blasphemy on the Setter's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Halzal was his name. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in exports of Danarian specialties. Wherever heard it's through him we met Machia. Yes, the name rings a bell. The names ring a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Tavnir? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Ylimald, and it was there that you made Machia's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear they have fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of trading Corsotum, indeed. Lazal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what we could to provide for the other sets, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet, as they discussed matters further, Kazal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work, and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them, if you believe it will help. What would you say? What do you say? Okay. Okay. Thanks to Milil, it appears we have a new lead. Let us leave no stone unturned. Kazal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kazal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. The name is new to me. How did we get there? I'll write down some directions. Cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. Yeah, I don't look at these. I don't pay attention to these lookout points too much because I just did lookout, and that's what I got. Yeah, I don't usually do those because sometimes you need to do a very specific animation or emote just to do those. I just got lucky with that. I just typed lookout and it worked. That's what I know about those sightseeing there. Let's see. We retrieve our steps and head back towards that plaza. Okay. Yeah, most of the time, yeah, but yeah. I don't even think we can use the Aetherite yet. Can we still use it? Nope. And here, ascend the stairs. Yep, I already know where this is going. This was going southeast. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So, Nia, if I'm not mistaken, this place has a very Asian look to it, right? I would not be too surprised if it has a Indianish look to it, but I could be wrong. I don't know much about Asian culture overall besides Philippines, so I would not be too surprised if this has that look, but whatever. But it has its influences, sure. And this must be Kama. We have arrived at last. Let's begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kalzal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. Okay. Kalzal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there was ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return. Spent his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise, really, but with how dangerous travel's become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then, at night, I heard the door open. Looked out to see Kalzal sitting on a bench, his head hung low. A man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire, indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of, other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kalzal, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you're asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre goings-on. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter, and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. Yeah. There's one more interior here. Could you come back another time? Just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Davnir. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, may allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kalzal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Kalzal? I know him. In fact, we just spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he managed to turn things around, thanks to a generous order from Rovida Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. Well, it's plot convenience, plot contrivance. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. The Janaba might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. The Janaba Rovida Fibers. Sounds promising. From what we've heard, our man Kazal was truly at wit's end. It all came to a head at the Mehani. Perhaps his arrangement with Ravenna Fibers did not go according to plan. I expect this Janaba can tell us more. Ravenna Fibers. Oh yes, if you decide to go on foot, you can follow those instructions, but we already got it covered. Okay. They're farming silkworms. This must be Ravenna Fibers, where we should find Nijanaba. Okay, yeah, that didn't add anything. Okay. And hurry, I say. There's no time to waste. Pardon me, but are you in charge of buying and selling here? Yes, we have a few questions we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Lovely. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And of course, in the middle of an apocalypse, we have chores. Of course. You can carry our fabrics. Yes, we got chores to do in the middle of an apocalypse. Yep. Yep, amidst the apocalypse, we have chores. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes. One minute to do this. Where the heck is this? Where the heck is he? Oh, come on. Where the heck is whatever his name is? Oh, there, it's right there. Cool. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, come on. I missed the NPC somehow. Oh, come on. Oh, it was right there all along. Okay. Okay. I think this is just padding. Yep. Alright, what do we have? Okay. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could begin to make the sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and in the next instant, he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry, there was something you wanted to ask? Indeed. You knew the merchant Kalzal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kalzal? I know him well. We arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. Felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand, we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said he discussed it with associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanaspiti, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred there here. Poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, and as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kalzal. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered this transformation? How convenient. Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. I can do one more MSQ. Okay. We were to reconvene with the others in front of Megaduta, were we not? That should be just outside. With any luck, they'll have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy. But remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you're ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed. I thank you for concern, and pray you two take care as well. I was going to do it yesterday, Nia. Just to answer your question, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but unfortunately I could not. So I basically did it today instead. And I do have the information on my Discord server as well, Nia, where I announce it. Or on the written information below on this channel here as well. But, like I said before, unfortunately I couldn't do yesterday because I couldn't. And other stuff got in the way. But I will try to do this more often, Nia. I'm going to be away from the country next week for at least a week. In real life stuff I gotta deal with. But don't you worry, I will continue to do Endwalker and try to do Deuterolites when I get the chance. Finish your rounds and ready to share? Yeah.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors?
Yes.
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
Usually in the evening times as well in the end, just to add.
So the merchant Karzal was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
If so, then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen, but there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karzal's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the Satrap!
Where?
The Satrap!
Oh, right.
Thank the heavens.
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share...
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
You are?
I'm Matsya of Akyali, a humble fisherman. Ah, I remember you from our first visit. Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Palaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
No! Gods have mercy! Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts! They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, sink their fangs into him? The fangs! The screams!
Get away from her, now!
So, all you do is get scared, and all you do is become scared, and that happens. Oh my god, that is just terrible. All you do is be in close proximity of those things, and you just die. Jesus Christ.
Damn it! We've got to kill them before it spreads.
That is terrible.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run! As fast as you can! Ah! 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 No!
This is worse than the, terrible. And there's no way to turn them back that we know of.
Vitra, our people, you must save them. My son, he
Enough! You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must.
Beer. So you just don't get scared. Good luck telling that to people. All you good guy to do is not be scared. But how can you tell him that? Well, he's dead. What is he doing? What is Graha planning to do? We've already had person die, and now what? Does he have something in mind?
Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palaka's stand at once! Matya, show my friends to the village! I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest!
Right! Go with them, will you? We will save these people. As many as we can.
Well. Oh crap. Nia, if you wrote that message, I accidentally clicked. Accidentally clicked on. I don't know if it was deny or allow, but I did see your message. Oh, don't freak out. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see. I could not. Oh, there we go. That was a bit of a lag there. Last MSQ before I gotta go. Damn it all. Staying calm isn't exactly my forte. We meet again. You do remember me, yes? Saved my skin twice over in Yelimad. And I'll find myself turning to you for your help once more. But let us tarry here no longer. You must save Palakistan, whatever it takes. Matya, it pains me to put you into harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course. Palakistan is not far, just down that hill. But as I told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by temple creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. I ask that you take the lead and dispatch any beast you encounter. Alazay and I will keep Matya hidden amidst the trees, and following the path is clear. There's no telling what danger awaits us. Keep your eyes peeled. And how do we counteract this? Don't know. Don't know. Well, things are finally picking up to 11 with the level 85. Before that, it was kind of slow. Okay. I kind of regret not doing this sooner, but it's nice. Yeah, but you gotta do these MSQs anyway. At least there's a teleporter nearby. Well, we finally have access to this area. We finally have the apocalypse right on us. Okay, let's see what we got. What's happened to them? Good work. Boy, I worry for Matya. Cannot be. Oh, they're dead. Great. More bodies. We must heal those we can. And quickly. I see no beast, but stay on your guard. Lovely. That explains why this zone was not accessible. Great. His wounds are deep, but he may yet be safe. Go and help the others. Have you come to help us? Too late. Too late. My family. My friends. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope others managed to flee. But if the rest have been turned to the beasts, by the 12. Let us do what we can to see the damage spreads no further. And no matter what comes, we must keep our spirits high, lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. Oh yeah, I wish you could continue on here, but I'm out of time. But it's nice to see the plot finally kick to high gear here, because before that it was kind of slow. It was just a calm before the storm, that sort of a thing. But anyway, gotta go here, guys. I'll see you guys as soon as possible.